Hello, got something a little different for you today. The Game Kitchen. I backed a game called Blasphemous on Kickstarter. As you can see, this is just a prototype. They call this the... what is it that they call it? They call it the Aesthetics Prototype. It's basically a pre-alpha engine test, almost, that they used to get the video for their Kickstarter campaign. They refer to it as kind of the Dark Souls platformer. You can see it's kind of got that Dead World aesthetic to it. But it's this little platformer thing. And since this is just an aesthetic prototype, like I said, it's kind of like a pre-alpha. There's not too much to it, but it'll show you some of the platforming, some of the backgrounds. It'll give you a nice taste for it. And I've played through this a couple times, and it's kind of fun. And if the final game is like this, I will be a very happy backer. It would be nice if... Well, I'm assuming that there's going to be more than just, you know, run to the right and press attack. I'm assuming that they'll be adding more things like Castlevania would have with like a double jump or something. Oops. As you can see, very Dark Souls inspired. Also, sorry that I'm capturing my mouse, but for some reason the capture software doesn't seem to want to work without capturing the mouse. Those are really cool enemies, but they're a real pain in the neck. There's a couple issues I've had with it. There's a couple jumps where you have to grab a ledge, and if you're too far over, you will jump through the whatever it is that detects that you're near a ledge that you can grab. Because that grab is automatic. If you jump next to a ledge, he automatically grabs on. And if you're too close, you just kind of jump through the ledge. And I don't think that's intentional. Mainly because where I've had it happen, there's no enemies or anything. If it's an intentional difficulty modifier, it's a really weird one. And you can dash. You can actually dash through people. Ladders are kind of slow. Yeah, you can dash right on through enemies if you want. There's nothing up there to the right. There's not a whole lot of exploration. But again, it's just their aesthetic build to give you an idea of what the game will offer. And they use this for their Kickstarter video and their gifts on the... Oops. Forgot these guys get back up. For their gifts. This is the jump I'm talking about. See, you can go right through that shelf. Which is just a little weird. Doesn't really add anything. And now we're in this kind of neat winter area. I really like this winter area. You've got these, well, hang on. Get rid of this guy. You've got these, like, hanging penitents or something. And I tried a lot when I first was playing through this to cut them down. But you can't interact with them at all. Just really neat background. And another one of these bell bastards. So I'm hoping that in addition to difficulty, that they add some Dark Souls-like lore, because I would really love to know what the deal with those bell ghosts is. Oops. Hey, come here. Wish I had a ranged weapon. And you got these flagellant guys that whip themselves when they're not trying to kill you. And hopefully they'll also explain your drill bit hat there. Yeah, I don't care if he hits me, I just don't want him to knock me off. His bottomless pits suck. And I gotta say the audio on this is pretty good. My recording levels are probably not high enough. My game recording levels are probably not high enough for you to hear, but there's a definite wind whooshing sound, which, you know, makes sense since we're on a cliff face. Now we're in this temple area. And there's something over here. This is where we get some branching paths, actually. There's a couple different routes that you can take, but I'm not gonna take the scenic route because, you know, it's more of the same. It's, you know, crumbling hallways, candles, and flagellants and candle priests. But if you go through here, you've got these spikes that are a real pain to get through. There we go. They really hurt. Yeah, this... I forgot about that. I've only been through here once. This path strikes me as something that might be fleshed out later, or that was just added to demonstrate traps, or the developers are just really big jerks. Hey, buddy. Because you go through that door and, oh look. This look familiar? Yeah, you go through that whole thing and go down and then you come back out up here. I'm thinking that's just because it's not the final build. Either that or they're going to have difficult to get through paths that exist only to torment the player. Which, you know, by and large, I'm okay with. You don't seem to take falling damage either, by the way. Uh-oh. Yeah, if you go too far, they back off. Kind of handy. Go up here. Another bell ghost, or whatever the hell they are. And the screen starts shaking. We're almost to the end. Yep, here we go. So this is basically just a way to show off what a boss will eventually look like. And since we're coming to the end, I will just let the game speak for itself. Because there's again, not too much to say about this, but I quite like it. It's fun. It looks like it'll be a really good game. And if you like it, as you can see on the bottom here, you can go to their backer kit page and still pledge to get a copy of the game and help the development. And I haven't been paid a dime by these guys. In fact, I've paid them, because like I said, I was in the Kickstarter. So, just thought I'd show it off. And here we come on to the boss. So, hope you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you all later. Have a good one. Oops. Stop recording.